converting our 1998 Pontiac Transport into a camper. This was our setup on the first time to Delaware. We stored pretty much everything underneath our bed frame. Something good about this, you can take it out really easily and put the seats back in. So the worst thing about this temporary setup was that we could not sit up in bed. The first thing we did is we removed the trim. It's pretty simple, you kind of just have to pull it off. So this is the one I'm going to show you. It has all these pins in it, but they're not in it anymore. So it's really easy to take off right now. Normally it takes a little bit of force. So one thing you have to do to get the sliding door off of a van is there's a little U-shaped clip underneath that you have to pop off, and then this will come out. I actually lost the U-shaped clip, so we store this in here for now. To get the panel off, you would just pull it a little bit, and it just comes right off. The other trim things that we took off are all these little ones here. They just pop off like that too. So I also took out the seat belts. One was there, one was there, and one was here. And the bottom of it is still in here. I'm gonna replace this whole seat belt because it's frayed. Fixed the seat belt.
Okay, so we have decided it's time to take out the floor and the roof.
These hold this bigger piece of plastic down. I'm just popping them out right now, and then you can pop the bigger piece of plastic out.
We're taking out the carpet, but we've decided we're not doing any alterations to the front. So we're gonna cut the carpet here.
When cutting the carpet, we made sure to lift up the carpet so that we didn't cut any wires that might have been underneath.
Okay, so now we're getting ready to cut the ceiling.
Same deal with the ceiling. I would make sure there was no wires underneath the knife. We had to unscrew, disconnect, and pry out the lights before taking out the ceiling. And here's what the van looks like with no trim, no floor, and no ceiling. Here's our kerosene heater. This is when it's heating. The van, after we've insulated and have cut the insulation to be flush with the side there like that.
The initial insulation, we're gonna spray more now.
The reason we needed the kerosene heater is because we did the installation in January and it called for the ambient temperature to be 15 degrees Celsius. So we spray foamed, obviously, and then what we've been doing is we've been cutting the edges, like the top up here and stuff, with a hacksaw, cutting things off that we think are protruding a little bit so that the reflectix will go on nicely. This over here got filled with spray foam down here, and then our latch stopped working. So we had to clean that with 100% acetone and got most of the foam out of there. Some's still stuck in there, but it works again, so that's all we need. This is our big roll of reflectix that we bought.
So we just put down our first piece of reflectix. So we use this glue for the polyurethane so it doesn't eat away at the insulation that we already put down. And we're just holding it up with like some regular tape, and then we have some actual reflectix tape down here.
That's what we've done so far right there. So we just finished the back here, and I also bolted in this thing. Well, today we did this side over here. Over here we made a couple little holes for the handle and the lock. The reason we spray foamed before we did the reflectix was because we read that reflectix right against the metal really decreases the insulation value of the reflectix. I'm going to show how we did the floor. We traced that onto cardboard, and then we had to make a couple little adjustments on the cardboard, and then we traced it onto the pink foam. When choosing a glue to glue on foam board, make sure the glue doesn't eat through foam. And here's us transferring the shape of the foam board to the wood for the floor. Then we started building the furniture. Here's the beginning of the bed frame. Then we started installing the insulation and the wood for the floor, gluing it down with that foam-friendly glue and caulking the edges. So here's the furniture going into the van: the bed frame, the counter for the electric cooler, and the side counter. We didn't glue the furniture down yet because we needed to stain the furniture, put the carpet down, and wire the solar panels in behind the cabinetry. Here are some photos from the staining process. And here's some photos from the cutting of the carpet. So here's the first piece of carpet going in. And I got that part all glued there, and then everything else is just getting held up by all these pieces of wood right now. I still need to do that back end over there. I need to glue this part still too. Alright, here's some more of the carpet. The door there's done. And the back hatch is done there. Still got to do this side. For the first step of the carpeting, we got to cover this side with craft paper. So the next thing, take the craft paper, onto the carpet. I used to have a middle step where I treated stuff to cardboard, but it seemed unnecessary. We used construction glue to attach the carpeting to the reflectix. Here's the biggest piece of carpet getting held up by all these pieces of wood and broomsticks. That big piece of carpet was a nightmare to glue in, so I ended up cutting it up into different pieces and gluing them on separately. Here's one of the pieces. Let's go in there. Three main reasons we chose carpeting for the walls of the van was look, comfort, and how it molds to the shape of the van to save space. We also got this batterized light here, and we put in the ceiling lights. So we finished the ceiling paneling up along the top here, and we'll show you some of the other things that we put into the van in the van tour video that we're going to make.